What am I doing wrong with women? I asked myself this question every single night for 3 years. Lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, replaying every failed interaction, every missed opportunity, every woman who seemed interested, until she wasn't. I had everything going for me. Good job, decent looks, my own place, worked out regularly. Yet I kept striking out with women who initially showed interest. Women who would light up when they first met me, then gradually lose interest and drift away. The most devastating part? I'd watch these same women end up with guys who were clearly less successful, less attractive, less put together than me. Guys who seemed to break every rule I thought mattered. It was driving me insane. What was I missing? What was I doing wrong? Then I discovered something that shattered my entire understanding of attraction. There's one simple mistake that 95% of good guys make. A mistake so subtle that you don't even realize you're making it, but it's silently destroying your chances with every woman you meet. I was making not one, but 2 variations of this same fundamental mistake. And it cost me the love of my life, twice. But here's what's going to blow your mind. The woman I lost because of these mistakes came back into my life 3 years later, and what she told me about why she initially walked away will make you question everything you think you know about attraction. Let me tell you the story that changed everything, starting with Eva, the woman who should have been mine, but slipped away because I was clueless about what I was actually doing wrong. Let me paint you a picture of who I was back then. I wasn't some basement-dwelling loser. I had my life together, decent job in marketing, worked out regularly, dressed well, had my own apartment in a good neighborhood. On paper, I was a catch. I'd look in the mirror and think, I'm a good guy. I'm successful. I'm not ugly. Women should want me. And that's where my first fatal mistake began brewing. Mistake number 1, the passive man trap. I believed, deep in my core, that my value should speak for itself. That if I was good enough, attractive enough, successful enough, women would just come to me. They'd see my worth and pursue me. I was living in a fantasy world, and Eva was about to shatter it completely. But here's what's going to blow your mind about female psychology, and this is something most men never understand. Women are not wired to pursue men the same way we pursue them. The area of the brain dedicated to sexual pursuit is 2.5 times larger in men than women. We have up to 20 times more testosterone. When researchers gave women testosterone treatments, yes, they became more sexually aggressive, but they also became more masculine. That's not what we want, and it's not how nature designed the mating dance. But there was something even more devastating I was about to discover about Eva. For 3 months, I'd see Eva almost daily. She was a barista at the coffee shop near my office. Every morning, same routine. I'd order my usual, she'd smile that smile, we'd chat about random things, her weekend plans, my work, the weather. The connection was undeniable. She'd remember details about my life. She'd save me the last blueberry muffin. Once, she even wrote a little smiley face on my cup. But here's the thing that'll make you want to punch a wall. I never made a move. Not once. In my passive man mindset, I thought, if she's interested, she'll let me know. She'll ask for my number. She'll suggest hanging out. Day after day, I'd walk away from that coffee shop thinking, maybe tomorrow she'll say something. Little did I know, Eva was having her own internal battle that would change everything. Here's what I discovered about female psychology that changed my entire perspective. Women want to feel desired, not desperate. Eva later told me, yes, there's more to this story, that she was hoping I'd ask her out almost from day one. But she couldn't make the first move because, in her words, I needed to know you actually wanted me, not that you'd just settle for any girl who threw herself at you. Think about this. Women can get sex easily. They can open a dating app and have 50 matches in an hour. What they can't easily get is a man who's genuinely interested enough to take the risk of pursuing them. When a woman pursues a man, she's taking on the masculine role, which feels unnatural to her. Worse, she can never be sure if he's with her because he actually wants her, or just because she made it convenient. This is why even the most confident, successful women will wait for the man to make the first move. It's not about being traditional, it's about biology and psychology. But my passive behavior was about to cost me more than just Eva. After Eva, I started noticing the pattern everywhere. The woman at the gym who always seemed to be on the machine next to mine. The colleague who'd always find reasons to stop by my desk. The friend of a friend who'd light up whenever I joined the group. All of them showing interest. All of them waiting for me to do something. all of them eventually moving on when I didn't. I was like a man dying of thirst in the desert, surrounded by water, but too proud to bend down and drink. The worst part? I'd see these same women with other guys. Guys who weren't as successful, weren't as good-looking, didn't have their lives as together as I did. But they had one thing I didn't: the balls to take action. But there was an even more devastating mistake lurking in my future. Mistake number 2, the pick-me man disaster. After watching opportunity after opportunity slip away, I overcorrected. Hard. I became what I now call the pick-me man. If the passive man does nothing and expects results, the pick-me man does everything and hopes to be chosen. I started trying to impress women. I'd walk into bars scanning for women who might notice me. I'd craft the perfect text messages. I'd plan every conversation to show off my wit, my success, my personality. I became an audition machine, performing for the role of boyfriend, hoping women would pick me. The pick-me man energy is attraction poison. Here's what I didn't understand about female psychology. Women can sense desperation from a mile away. It's like they have a sixth sense for it. When you're hoping to be chosen, your entire energy shifts. Your body language becomes needy. Your conversation becomes performance. Every silence feels like a test you're failing. This pick-me behavior led to the most humiliating moment of my dating life. Her name was Jessica. Met her at a friend's party. She was gorgeous, funny, seemed interested. We talked for 2 hours. But I was in full pick-me mode. I was performing like my life depended on it. Every story calculated to impress. Every joke designed to get approval. During a natural lull in conversation, maybe 3 seconds of silence, I panicked. Started rambling about my promotion at work. Then about my weekend hiking trip. Then about this book I was reading. I could see her interest dying in real time. Her smile became polite. Her body language shifted away from me. The final blow came when she said, "You seem like a really nice guy, but I'm just not feeling a connection." Nice guy? The kiss of death. Here's what nice guy actually means in female psychology. You're trying so hard to be like that I can't respect you. When you're hoping to be chosen, you're demonstrating lower value. You're showing that you don't believe you're worth pursuing. And if you don't believe it, why should she? Women are attracted to emotional strength. The ability to be comfortable in your own skin. To not panic during silence. To not need constant validation. When you're in pick-me mode, you're broadcasting emotional weakness. And emotional weakness is attraction poison. But the Jessica humiliation was just the beginning of my rock bottom. After Jessica, I spiraled. Started overthinking every interaction. Analyzing every text message. Second-guessing every conversation. I was either doing nothing, passive man, or trying too hard, pick-me man. Both strategies were failing spectacularly. The wake-up call came from my friend Mike. He's not particularly handsome, doesn't make much money, drives a beat-up Honda. But he always had a girlfriend. "Man," he said after watching me strike out again, "you're making this way too complicated. You either do nothing and expect women to chase you, or you try so hard that you chase them away. Where's the middle ground?" That night, I stayed up researching everything I could about attraction, psychology, what actually works. What I discovered about the middle ground completely revolutionized my success with women. The middle ground Mike mentioned wasn't just about being less passive or less desperate. It was about understanding the fundamental truth of human mating dynamics. Men are designed to pursue. Women are designed to be pursued. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do both. The right way to pursue isn't desperate or needy. It's confident action without attachment to outcome. The right way to be pursued isn't passive waiting. It's creating opportunities for connection while taking the lead. I realized I needed to become what I call the confident initiator. A man who takes action because he believes in his worth, not because he's hoping to be validated. But putting this into practice would test everything I thought I knew about myself. 6 months after my Jessica humiliation, I walked into that same coffee shop. Eva was still there. This time, instead of passive hoping or pick-me performing, I approached with quiet confidence. "Eva," I said, "I've been coming here for months, and we always have great conversations. I'd like to take you to dinner this Friday." Direct. No beating around the bush. No performance. Just honest intention. Her face lit up. "I was wondering when you'd ask." Here's the female psychology behind her response. Eva later explained what had been going through her mind during all those months of my passive behavior. "I kept thinking, does he even notice me as a woman? Or am I just the friendly barista? I needed you to show me you saw me as more than just someone who makes your coffee. Women need to feel chosen, not desperate for anyone's attention, but specifically chosen by a man who recognizes their value and is willing to risk rejection to pursue them. But the dinner with Eva revealed an even deeper truth about attraction. The dinner was everything I hoped it would be. Eva was intelligent, funny, beautiful. But something interesting happened that taught me more about female psychology. During dinner, there were several natural silences. The old me would have panicked, started performing, tried to fill every gap with impressive stories. Instead, I stayed calm, comfortable in the quiet moments. Sometimes I'd smile and wait for her to speak. Sometimes I'd ask a genuine question. Sometimes I'd just enjoy her company. You know what I like about you, she said toward the end of the night. You're not trying so hard to impress me. You seem comfortable with yourself. That brings me to next female psychology lesson. The psychology of comfortable silence. When you can handle silence without panicking, you're demonstrating several attractive qualities. 1. Emotional stability. 2. Self-confidence. 3. Present moment awareness. 4. Lack of neediness. Women are constantly testing men's emotional strength. Not consciously, but instinctively. Silence is one of those tests. But what happened after dinner would teach me the most important lesson of all. After dinner, I walked Eva to her car. The moment of truth. Kiss attempt or not. The old passive me would have gone for the safe handshake or hug, hoping she'd give me a sign it was okay to kiss her. The old pick-me would have awkwardly asked permission. Is it okay if I kiss you? Instead, I looked into her eyes, stepped closer, and gently placed my hand on her cheek. I gave her a moment to pull away if she wanted to. She didn't. The kiss was electric. Here's the psychology of leading versus asking. When you ask for permission to kiss a woman, you're putting the responsibility on her to make the romantic or sexual decision. This feels unnatural to most women. When you lead confidently, but give her space to say no, you're taking the masculine role of initiation while respecting her autonomy. This feels natural and exciting. Eva later said, if you had asked if you could kiss me, it would have killed the mood completely. But our relationship taught me there was still one more crucial element I was missing. Eva and I dated for 8 months. It didn't work out long term, but not because of attraction issues. We simply wanted different things in life. But during those 8 months, I learned the most important lesson about sustainable attraction. Confidence isn't about being perfect. It's about being comfortable with imperfection. There were times I felt insecure, times I wasn't sure about something, times I made mistakes. The difference was, I didn't hide these things or overcompensate for them. I learned to say, I don't know, without feeling like less of a man. I learned to be wrong without my ego crumbling. I learned to be vulnerable without being needy. Eva appreciated my strength, but she fell for my authenticity. Here's a lesson about the female psychology of authentic confidence. Women aren't looking for perfect men. They're looking for men who are comfortable in their own skin, flaws and all. Authentic confidence says, I'm a good man with value to offer, and if you can't see that, it's your loss, not mine. Fake confidence says, please like me. I promise I'm amazing if you just give me a chance. Women can tell the difference immediately. What I learned after Eva prepared me for the relationship that would change my life forever. After Eva, I was a different man. Not because I learned some pickup tricks or manipulation tactics, but because I understood the fundamental dynamics of attraction. I stopped being passive. I stopped being pick-me. I became confidently authentic. Women started responding differently to me everywhere. Not because I was doing anything dramatically different externally, but because my internal energy had completely shifted. I met my now wife, Anita, at a bookstore. I approached her because I genuinely wanted to meet her. I asked her out because I was interested in her. I kissed her when the moment felt right. No games. No performance. No hoping to be chosen or waiting for her to make the first move. Just a man who knew his worth taking confident action. The final female psychology truth. Women want to feel like they've won a prize, not like they've done you a favor. When you approach from a place of authentic confidence, I'm a catch, and I think you might be too. So let's see if we're compatible. You create the dynamic women crave. When you approach from neediness or passivity, you create the dynamic that kills attraction instantly. So let me clearly name the 2 mistakes that cost me years of my dating life. Mistake number 1. The passive man believing your value should speak for itself and women should pursue you. Waiting for women to make the first move, ask for your number, or initiate romantic escalation. Mistake number 2. The pick-me man hoping to be chosen by performing, impressing, and auditioning for the role of boyfriend. Trying so hard to be liked that you become needy and unattractive. Both mistakes stem from the same fundamental misunderstanding. Not accepting your natural role as the masculine initiator in the human mating dance. If you see yourself in my story, if you've been the passive man waiting for women to choose you, or the pick-me man hoping to be selected, then you need to make a change. But here's what I wish someone had told me years ago. You don't have to figure this out through years of trial and error like I did. You don't have to watch dozens of opportunities slip away while you're learning these lessons the hard way. There's a system that can teach you everything I learned, but in weeks instead of years. It's called Unlock the Scrambler, and it's the only system that combines eliminating the nice guy behavior ingrained in so many men with the most cutting-edge discoveries of modern psychology. With one simple move, you can stop losing women that initially liked you because you couldn't play the game. Re-enter the dating scene with confidence at any age. Pass each and every one of women's secret tests. Listen, I know you're probably skeptical. I was too. But think about this. How much longer are you willing to watch opportunities slip away? How many more what-if moments can you handle? While you're hesitating, other men who might not be as valuable as you, as intelligent as you, as successful as you, are taking action and getting the women you want. Don't let another year go by making the same mistakes I made. Unlock the Scrambler is the only system that shows you how to gain the attraction of women, project personal power, and avoid the "let's just be friends" speech for good. The link is below. Your future self will thank you for clicking it today. Remember, you're just one confident action away from the results you've been wanting your whole life. Don't be the passive man. Don't be the pick-me man. Be the man who takes action. Click the link below now.